easiest thing you could ever make?
Says the Chef Boyardee over here that all you can do is fucking
mac and
fried
cheese.
meat.
Bullshit.
Huh?
I can cook like the best of them.
What?
Everything.
What's your go-to dish?
You make
If you're gonna
Okay, just because I eat certain shit now, it doesn't mean I don't know how to fucking cook. I'm a great baker.
a
baker too?
Yeah.
What are you making? Pineapple upside down cake and
No, not all.
Let's hear it.
Not all baking is fucking fruit dishes and
Sure.
yeah.
What's your go-to?
putting
What can
chicken
you
in
make?
the oven is baking.
Just because you're cutting up a log, a Toll House fucking chicken or
No, when I
chocolate
What,
chip
what do you got?
cookie.
What's your go-to?
Yeah.
what do you mean?
If you're gonna bring something to an event, what you
Something
making?
nice.
Well, I did make very good wrapped up cream cheese pickles for Easter.
Pickle roll-ups.
Pickle roll.
That-
So you
baking
not
does
choose
not
white-
That's
is
not
fucking
great.
insane. Shut up, Kevin.
That's
it
not
does
wrapped-
count.
No.
No, it doesn't. You didn't have to use an oven or.
You
a
asked
stove.
me.
That wasn't baking.
You
You
go
said
down.
if you're gonna bring a nice item to
I
a
just want to know what's your go-to. Like, all right, you got a lady coming over. You're gonna cook dinner for her. What are you making?
kebabs. Well, first off, the right answer is what does she want?
No, you take initiative and you make. Boom.
See,
Well, I'm not going to make your fucking meatloaf.
what you got to do is
Oh,
what,
that would be great,
what I'm
though.
getting tonight.
No.
It's pronounced
with
fat boy.
With my cousin making ribs. My cousin has to wear gloves.
Yeah.
When he makes food, that's a good sign of a good meal.
No, if I got a lady
Someone-
coming over, we're eating light.
Don't first and foremost, you don't want to make anything too spicy. to
No,
stop
we're
the
going to
groans.
eat light.
We are just about to get
You know,
underway. And
dessert
then
will
we
be,
float to you and we'll have you on air.
Oh, here we go. Oh man.
I'll be serving the dessert later.
Yeah.
We're on there.
Are we?
Yeah, we're live.
Well, never.
We're
I
about to-
don't change for anything.
No, you don't.
Live
That's for damn
twist,
sure.
off twist. Twist.
The weekend.
That's for
Sports Talk.
Combs' wife.
Yeah,
Twist.
you know that she's fucking all about the
Are they
twist.
married?
All about that life.
Yeah.
Steen, you shut the fuck up. I can cook, you prick.
Yeah.
He lives a floorboard.
I'm
If
not
anyone
buying
would
it
know, it's
either,
him.
dude.
He's known you your whole life.
He
would know.
has, and I've cooked plenty of times for him.
But when we just asked you, your go-to was putting 3 ingredients out of the refrigerator onto a plate.
You know what? We'll have a fucking cook-off, and we'll bring the dishes
I
here.
like that idea.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I have a meat injector.
Yeah.
You know he's just going to bring brats.
Oh, I got more than brats.
Where he just sautés them in spices
no,
for the day.
you guys have all
Let me
had my
guess. Your
hamburger.
go-to is beer and cheese, and that's it.
No.
And a nice glass of old Milwaukee's
Yeah.
on ice.
It's everything's got cheese, Greg. Not everything in life is about fucking cheese.
That's true.
And
This whole
then
conversation started with Matt filling up a meatloaf with mozzarella cheese.
no, that's
no,
the
that's not
video.
mozzarella.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's
No, it
Baybel.
isn't.
All right, guys, and then we have Arif on the line, and
Beautiful.
then it's 10:59, so we'll get started here right at 11.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
I love it.
We're just ready to go.
Got to give the people what they want.
This
what it's all
this
about.
is going to be rowdy today, guys.
I'm fired up. Are you fired up? Greg's not.
No.
I'm not.
Do you take your freaking water pills this morning or what?
My water
Your
pills.
sugar pills? Do you take them?
My old man pills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
First thing this morning, my vitamin B complex.
What are you taking with that? Because the B complex is meant to help you absorb other vitamins. So are you taking a 50 plus, silver?
I forgot what the other thing. It's like some yucca root or something.
Spell it.
YUCCA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. What are you taking that for? Testosterone or what?
No, that's
Get
not.
you going?
No, that's
Get you revved up?
It's like a metabolism
We
stabilizer.
got to get you some of that big hurt shit. What was that shit called?
The Nugenics.
Kevin, are we
Eugenics.
on all access to or should I pop it on there?
Just pop her on there.
Sorry, what was that, Mike?
Are we on all access too, or should I pop her on there?
Yeah, we should be on All Access.
Okay.
All Access Sports Network?
I like that.
That's how Greg answers questions. We should be. The fuck?
I mean, I sent the stream there. I didn't.
Okay.
That's all
right.
that matters.
All right.
That's all that matters.
I like how the screen that we're looking at right now has closed captioning.
He's about to run
Oh,
it.
yeah, we can turn those off for you guys. But all right.
No,
like
Greg
that.
doesn't know how to read, so it doesn't
I don't
really
want him
matter
to get
either way.
distracted.
Doesn't know how to read.
Well, all right, here we go.
Beautiful.
What do you get when you put two Minnesotans and a guy from Wisconsin together? Twist. The weekend sports talk. Get ready for some sports chatter where there's sure to be laughing, arguing, and maybe even crying. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Reeves, Matt Benz, and Greg Green Bay Bauman.
Welcome in.
Episode 43. Can you guess?
43.
He's in hair commercials. Troy Polamalu.
Head and shoulders above their ass.
Head and shoulders.
Beautiful.
43 episodes.
Nice.
We're closing in on a year.
Pretty close.
Getting there.
9 more.
9
Is
more?
that what it is?
52
weeks in a year.
53. There's 53?
52 weeks in a year.
Yeah, that's what I said. 52.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't doing
I
the
said
fucking
9 away.
math. Greg, Jesus, fuck.
Episode 43 coming live in Northeast Minneapolis at MBC Studio. We got some sweet coasters here.
Yeah,
Not done by me, but, they'll do.
they'll do.
Podcast, broadcast, videocast, live stream, and create. Thank you to Bricks Boatworks for sponsoring the show.
Yeah.
You're going to head to MN Dock and Lift. You're going to look for the Otter for your ice fishing shit.
Yeah.
You're going to enter the promo code TWIST.
Yeah.
You're going to get 5% off. So that's pretty sweet.
Saving money.
Yeah. Also, you're going to winterize your boat and store it with the Brick Brothers in Shakopee, Minnesota.
Bricks.
So appreciate you guys. Thanks for loving the show. And, so we do have a hat order in.
Yeah.
Tevin, you want to pop that hat on for Twist Nation to see? How many do we got left out of the 12?
Dwindling. I think out of 12 hats, we have about 3 or 4 left.
We literally placed the order yesterday, and they're like almost sold out. So be sure to comment below. We are live on the book.
Yep.
We are on all podcast platforms: iHeart, Spotify, Google,
We're everywhere.
iTunes.
Everywhere you want to be. So there you can see the hat.
Oh, look
Obviously,
at that
he's got
thing. That's
thing up.
beautiful.
Now, the hats are going to be $30. That will cover shipping as long as you don't live somewhere outrageously expensive.
Like any of Greg's family members.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, they're 45.
Wisconsin, there actually is a tax on any Wisconsin Knights that want these hats. That's going to be an extra $30.
Is it now?
Yeah, I don't think they wear flat bills in Wisconsin, though, do they?
I don't know.
I don't
wear flat bills.
You haven't been there. In
Well,
quite
yeah,
some
that's why
time.
Greg's is for sale. So,
Yeah,
because he
Greg's
ain't
is
getting
up for
one.
grabs, so yeah, it's brilliant.
Sweet. All right.
Jam-packed show today, boys.
Yeah, we're going to kick it off with Arif Hasan. You can find him on Twitter at Arif Hasan NFL.
Yeah.
He's a writer for The Athletic, covering our, not your
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings.
Not mine.
Arif.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
1-3. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Well, it's not 0-4, I guess, right? I mean, they haven't been a very good team. I thought they actually played all right against the Houston Texans. I don't know what that's worth. They're an 0-4 team that just fired their coach, but it's better than nothing. And I think that there are some elements there that they can build on and move forward with. Obviously, there's still some concerns that they have to build on, but I think that offense can actually be a foundation for. I don't want to say that a playoff push is in the offing. That's what they're fighting for. That's what the coaches want. They know that their job might be on the line. That's what the players want. So if that's in the cards, and I don't think it's very likely. If it's in the cards, I think it's going to be kind of an offense first team, and I think they've got a bunch of good pieces to do that.
Yeah, watching the beginning of the season to last week, there are bright spots which make it watchable. I mean, the first 2 weeks were disgusting.
Putrid.
Yeah. Putrid is a great word. That was great.
Thank you.
But yeah, with the bright spots of, Dalvin obviously having a great year in of itself and getting the carries that he's deserved. I think that's the big thing for me. What are your thoughts on Dalvin and his workload so far?
Yeah, and it's a pretty extensive workload. I think week 3 you got something like 27 carries or something like that. He's had a lot of touches, more than you'd expect even in a bell cow offense. Elsewhere around the league, just for any team that wants to feature a primary running back. The Vikings have been featuring him a little bit more than you'd expect. And sometimes those touches come through the air. Sometimes they come on the ground, which is pretty nice that they can find a way to give him the ball in multiple ways. But, these past couple of games, the Vikings have featured one of the most efficient run offenses in the NFL. And typically, I'm an analytics guy. I love throwing the ball, but typically, it doesn't mean much, but they're actually doing a lot, I think, with that to kind of generate points, which you don't always see in a modern NFL offense. So he's doing well. I think he's doing well in spite of the run blocking. Sometimes you see a good run game and you say, hey, some of that might actually just be that offensive line. Here, I think a lot of it is just Dalvin Cook. So he's doing a lot of good, getting like 5.2 yards a carry or something like that. A lot of it after contact, a lot of avoided tackles. He's doing a pretty good job as a centerpiece of the offense. The most run-heavy offense in the league once you account for situation, and they've got a good back to do it behind.
So I've been a Zimmer supporter, and I'm a diehard Vikings fan. So it's hard for me this season to root for a fun game to watch, but ultimately lose. I mean, what's it going to take to get out of this Viking purgatory we've been in? We're really the good old boys club. Zim's got his guy and his offensive coordinator. They brought in Don Capers, and really that's not the landscape of the NFL anymore. What's it going to take to get a complete overhaul? And then I have a second question after that.
So if you're asking, what is it going to take to kind of have a more modern kind of forward coaching staff in there, it would take a lot of losses. I think that the Wilfs really like continuity. I think that they like having, a coaching staff that does know how to get results. I mean, Zimmer is nearly a 600 coach. You don't find a lot of those. But you might be right that, this is not kind of the coaching staff that's kind of built for the playoffs. But then you take a look kind of at some of the things that they're doing, even on offense, and that is a little bit forward. I mean, they still do play action at a fair amount, especially the last 2 weeks. They're using motion more at the snap. That's kind of something that's kind of taken the analytics world by storm in the past couple of years. They're throwing deep, which is something that, the people with the spreadsheet say you got to do a little bit more often. Well, the Vikings are doing it more often almost anyone in the NFL. And they lead the league in big plays through the air, which is something you wouldn't have expected to see in a Kirk Cousins offense. But they were good at throwing deep last year. They're doing it this year. And so you might not need a coaching staff change in order to have kind of a forward-thinking team that does a lot of the things that modern NFL offenses are doing. And I think you can build on that. So, I mean, if they lose, the Wilfs almost assuredly go after kind of a modern coaching staff and a modern front office. One of the guys that might be running one of these really special West Coast offenses that we're seeing maybe take a run at Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. That almost certainly will be the case. That's one of the reasons that they were so interested in replacing Zimmer with Stefanski back in this last offseason, is because they know the direction the NFL is headed in. But you may not need that. So if they start winning games doing this, I think this is something that we can say, hey, we talk about Zimmer like he's stubborn and old, but they're doing a lot of things that are adapting this offense to the way we're seeing in the modern NFL.
That's a good point. And I brought up Eric Bieniemy's name a ton. For one, he's got ties here in Minnesota. He coached years ago with us. And so my second part of that is, so either way, we go new coaching staff or we keep Zimmer, if we're, let's say, in the top 10, do we take a shot at a quarterback? I mean, that's my biggest fear with the landscape of the NFL is, Kirk Cousins, when he has time, he's one of the best deep ball throwers, very accurate, but I just don't think he has what it takes. But you look at a prospect, Matt likes him a lot, and Trey Lance, who has all the tangibles but isn't quite ready. Do you grab him at, a 6, 7, 8, if that's where we're at, and kind of keep him on the bench and ride it out through Cousins' contract?
Well, if I'm going to shelve my anti-NDSU bias, I'll say, that's a pretty smart idea, honestly. If you end up picking the top 10 and you decide to keep your coaching staff and you decide, that you can still kind of be competitive with the group that you have, there's no more asset more valuable in the NFL than a quarterback, even a young one that's unproven. It can be Justin Fields, kind of depends on where he grades against Trey Lance by NFL experts. And, you don't have a ton of opportunities to grab a quarterback at the top of the draft unless you're bad, right? And so this is a team that I don't expect to consistently be bad. They've got a young quarterback group that's going to get better. They're going to get Daniel Hunter back next year, hopefully. And so that defense is probably going to be better than it has been this year. And if you want to take advantage of the extended window that you're creating for yourself, they thought they were in a window with Cousins. It doesn't look like they were going to be able to execute on that. If you can get in the middle of a second window with that young group with, Daniil Hunter, and Yannick Ngakoue, who they're the same age, that young quarterback group. If you can get a new window, you want a quarterback that can take advantage of it. And maybe kind of one of the benefits to having someone like a Justin Fields or a Trey Lance is that they'll be able to execute in situations where Cousins can't, in the final 2 minutes of halves and stuff like that. And that's where you're going to need to be able to win, going through the playoffs into the Super Bowl. So if they want that window, they're going to have to take a hit and say, we're not going to use our first-round pick to get better in 2021. We're going to use our first-round pick to get better from 2022 to 2032, right? And when you put it like that, that's a hell of a trade-off. I think that's something that you want to do. And it's so hard to get a draft pick that has as big an impact as a quarterback, even if you're not going to get that year one. So I think you do something like that, like grab a quarterback with that first pick. I don't think, from what I know, talking to draft experts, that there are, interesting developmental picks. I don't think there's a Jalen Hurts in the second round this year. I think you want to grab that guy and get the best guy you possibly can, sit him on the bench. Hopefully, you get a Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes, somebody that has the ability to be dynamic as soon as they get on the field.
Yeah, I like that take. I mean, obviously, if we continue to put some wins together, we're not talking about my next question here, but if it continues to look as if it has at the beginning of the season, and we do continue to crap the bed, what are some assets that you see them possibly moving before the season comes, like before trade deadline? What are some assets that you could see the bad version of the Vikings moving to free up some cap space and to start a rebuild?
None.
Yeah, well, if it was entirely about kind of what resources would make the most sense to move, then you'd be talking about somebody like Harrison Smith. Maybe, I kind of doubt it, maybe someone like Eric Kendricks. And then almost certainly somebody like Riley Reif would be on the table. But, the Vikings are also very big on making sure that they show the locker room that they really care about the people that take up leadership positions. So I don't think that Harrison Smith in any scenario is somebody that you could end up moving. They might even end up moving somebody that makes a little bit less sense to this, something like Anthony Harris, but they did try moving on a franchise tag, this past offseason. And so, it kind of becomes this conflict between, what are the guys that we can keep that can help mold the locker room, that can be leaders in the locker room and can help kind of teach the rest of the unit that they're on, the way to play football. And what are the guys that, can't be part of a plan 5 years from now because they're just not going to be elite anymore because of their age. And so you bring up, players like Harrison Smith, and that becomes a difficult conversation. Whereas somebody like Riley Reif, and I don't want to dog him or anything like that, but, he's not Harrison Smith when it comes to being a leader on the team. He's a pretty good player. He's playing his best football in a long time, actually, this year, which is kind of weird to see. This seems like a great time to trade him. You've got, a potential tackle of the future sitting behind him. Hopefully he keeps developing because we haven't seen him yet. But, you've got an asset that's got the ability to maybe replace him. Well, he's kind of the perfect trade candidate. So he's the most likely trade candidate to me. Beyond that, I don't know that the Vikings have a ton of guys that they'd want to move because they're either young, right? Daniil Hunter's going to be a touchstone. Yannick Ngakoue, you want to sign to a long-term deal. Anthony Harris, I think, again, maybe he could be traded, but if he's not, he's somebody you can keep around for a while. Or they're guys that don't really have, a ton of value, right? Like, I don't know that you're going to get a ton of value out of trading somebody like Kyle Rudolph. Maybe that's another guy that you could get a little bit for. But you're kind of in an awkward situation where some of your best players are young, so you want to keep them.
You mentioned Ngakoue, and to me, it looked like, well, it could be a rental for a second-round pick because I think the Vikings looked at themselves like we are contenders this year. A bad offensive line, a young secondary, and injuries, obviously, have kind of harpened that. Do you think we have the means to be able to re-sign him? Was this just a rental? Is he in their future?
I think he is. I think they don't trade for him without some belief that they've got the ability to sign him long term. Obviously, it's going to be difficult with the cap space question. They might be in a scenario where they've got to ask themselves, do we want Anthony Harris or Yannick Ngakoue? Because both of them are really high-value players at their positions, and both of them, after struggling early on, both Anthony Harris and Yannick Ngakoue actually had some troubles the first 2 weeks. Both of them are now playing at a really high level. Ngakoue's got 10 pressures in the last 2 games. Anthony Harris has played just really spectacular football. And so going forward, you might have to kind of make a decision based off of that trade-off. And it also kind of depends, is the cap going to go down? There's all these other questions about whether or not you're going to be able to keep these guys that are based entirely on stuff that you don't have the ability to control. So you might end up having to make that trade, move away Riley Reif, move away a Kyle Rudolph in order to kind of keep these guys. But I don't think they trade for him without that in mind, especially with the news as to kind of the nature of Daniil Hunter's injury. Like, I don't think they trade for a 1-year rental for Yannick Ngakoue if they don't get to pair him with Danielle Hunter at some point. So I think that they're probably aiming to get a long-term deal. I have no idea what it looks like. The cap is kind of a mystery, honestly, the way they've got the ability to fit all these deals in. But, they've got the ability to kind of restructure some players and free up some room, and who knows.
So shifting from projecting to the future to the present with tomorrow's matchup, are the Vikings able to keep it close against a banged-up Seahawks team?
I think in kind of a previous iteration of the Seahawks, or the Seahawks were pretty content with closer games where they ran the ball a lot. They didn't want to play explosive football very often. That would be a lot easier. But right now, Seahawks are the happiest team in terms of, passing in the NFL. They've got one of the most efficient quarterbacks to be able to do that. They'd have to play just really solid, spectacular defense in order to really keep up with Seattle. Not only that, they've got one of the most efficient run defenses in the league. So if the Vikings continue to kind of want to pound the rock, it's going to be difficult for them to rack up points while Seattle's doing the same thing at a much faster pace than they've ever done before. So I would say, unless the Vikings change their approach, no. But if they kind of stay with the same kind of offensive approach, and I've already praised it for being kind of modern, but this is kind of one area where they've got to improve. If they stay with the same approach, I don't think they can keep it close. So I think they really have to adapt to the fact that the Seahawks have the ability to score fast and has got the ability to stop the Vikings' preferred method of attack. So I think they attack a secondary that, like you said, is banged up. We don't know if Quentin Dunbar's available. We know that Trey Flowers is struggling this year. We know Shaquille Griffin's been up and down. He's had great games and bad games already this year. I think you should take advantage of that. And knowing that entire front four, they can't really rush the pass without Jamal Adams. They're really poor at rushing the passer, but they're phenomenal at stopping the run. So I think you take a look at the matchups you have and say, hey, Kirk, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be on you. And you might be able to decide in this game whether or not we're going to draft a quarterback next year.
We're going to take a look at some of the other winless and one-win teams here later on in the show. I mean, we're not the Jets. We know that. But a couple weeks ago, we kind of took Green Bay, Greg and I took a look at the schedule and really broke it down honestly. Yeah. A couple weeks in, it's like, okay, before the season, Vikes, 10 wins, yes. And then the season started and we actually got to see them play. And so we looked back on it, went through the schedule, and we both had 3 wins.
Yep.
I think to be nice, maybe I say 5. I mean, what's your outlook on the season and really where we could end up?
Well, I haven't taken as close a look at the schedule as you have. I do know that quarterback group that they've got potentially going forward, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers again, even Matthew Stafford, which, he's playing well, but the Lions aren't, which is not a huge surprise. That group is just going to be really difficult to take stock of, especially you've got Russell Wilson coming up next week, or I guess tomorrow. So with all of that, it's going to be really tough to find more than 5 wins. I want to say they'll probably get a surprise somewhere. So maybe 5 is kind of where you put it. But I think that secondary is going to get a little bit better because I think a lot of it is just inexperience. And so they're being forced to get better faster. So they might steal a win from somewhere. They might have the ability to kind of surprise people. Maybe they get lucky because, we saw Tampa Bay without their top 4 receivers. They didn't do that hot against Chicago, a team that I don't think is very good despite being 3-1. They might get that kind of luck somewhere else down the road too. So I could see 5 wins, which is kind of a really poor place to be in terms of draft picks. But they'd have to improve pretty substantially for that, to threaten for that playoff push I talked about at the beginning.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I guess my question is, following up on the questions that Mike was asking about the coaching staff, do you think that the success that Cleveland is having right now has anything to do with the perception of the direction that management is going to go in with their coaching staff? I mean, you get rid of the young guy, and they're throwing the ball all over the field. They're 3-1 in Cleveland, and here you let go of that orchestrator, or did they just expect that to happen with Stefanski?
Yeah, well, I mean, they love Stefanski, and that was the one reason that a lot of people talked about Zimmer being on the hot seat despite being a playoff coach that year. So, no one could know. I don't think they knew that the Browns would be this successful this early with Stefanski, but I think they did kind of anticipate this being a scenario where they let him go and he performs really well. Like just, Mike Tomlin, for example, I think is a really great example of this. Somebody that was on the Vikings staff that was being considered to be a next Vikings coach of the future, but they had their guy, and so they were going to go with their guy because he'd gone to the playoffs. Mike Tomlin goes to the Steelers, wins a couple of Super Bowls. It's tough. So I think that they saw this coming. I don't know that they've got an in-house candidate that has kind of the same momentum that Stefanski has for them to be able to kind of consider that again going forward. They might have to go outside, and a lot of people are talking about Eric Bieniemy, but there's all kinds of coaches around the league that you could take a look at. So I think it's weighing on their minds, but who knows? Maybe Bill Callahan doesn't come to Minnesota, because I think a lot of their success is based off of that offensive line and how excellently they're coached. It's tough to kind of project what Stefanski did there and put it here.
Yeah, Eric Bieniemy, another one I've talked about is Byron Leftwich. I think that'd be
I think you bring them both in. Bring in Bieniemy as the head coach.
Well, Bieniemy or Leftwich isn't going to make a lateral move like that. He's already got that. But Arif, it's always great having you on. Being diehard Vikings fans, it's great to have an insider like you with The Athletic to come on and talk to Twist Nation and tell your side of things. So we appreciate it once again. Hopefully have you on again in the future.
Yeah, it sounds good. This was a lot of fun.
Right. Thanks, Arif. Have a good day, man.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you too.
Beautiful. Great interview.
All right, Twist Nation, let's get the show started with the Twist Topics of the Week.
All right, so as mentioned during the Arif interview, the first Twick topic is breaking down the quarterback needs of the winless and one-win teams. Do these teams need quarterback help in the upcoming draft? So we'll just kind of go down the list here.
Sure.
So we have the New York Giants are 0-4 with Daniel Jones.
No.
I don't think they're going to do it. Even if they do, it hasn't been enough time. I think
Yeah, with losing Saquon, and I think they look at what they have. They were high on Daniel Jones.
And they took him at 6 in a spot where most people thought, well, he's not going to go above the top 10 or 12 or whatever.
Right.
So they have to see something in him, and they're going to let that happen.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think the experience that Daniel Jones is getting right now playing for just a garbage team, that experience in of itself should help him marinate into taking that next level up, almost like a Josh Allen, if they can build around him like so.
Washington football team is 1-3. Dwayne Haskins, their first-round pick from last year, is now their third-string GBG reported. Are they in need of a quarterback?
Riverboat Ron ain't going to let him slide. He's going to get his guy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There's no way they're not. I think he's saying all the right things about Haskins, and I think that he doesn't like Kyle. The only reason he has Kyle Allen is because he helped him out last year when Cam got hurt. And then Alex Smith, regardless of how well he is, he's still 36, 37 years old. So, yeah, there's not a chance if they're sitting there with one of those top 3 guys that they'll go for.
Okay, so Washington needs a quarterback. The Jaguars, 1-3. Gardner Minshew.
I would have said it last year, but they didn't take a quarterback. So I don't know.
I think they do.
I think they need it, but I don't know why they didn't need one last year.
The best part about Minshew is that he is marketable. That's for darn sure.
He's not.
No.
Gardner is marketable.
If it was,
his name is Gardner Minshew.
That's okay. You can see him. He's already got ads. He's already doing that thing. But I think Gardner,
for Marlboro.
I think Gardner is an okay quarterback. Do you need to risk it when you could get the top player in a draft's position if you're not going to get that number 1 overall pick for Trevor?
So the next ones are the Texans at 0-4 and the Dolphins at 1-3. Both picks belong to Miami. And I did read a good article yesterday about Tua. It's like, if you really truly believe in his health and you're not scared of it, why not throw him in now to really see what you got, see if he's healthy, and then you have 2 shots at maybe getting Trevor.
I think that what's more valuable to Miami is the actual collateral, the equity that pick is worth.
Right.
Because I think that you stick with your plan with Tua. Do whatever you're going to do. If you're going to sit him all year, keep him. You believe in Tua, but but whichever spot is higher, you can trade that, provided Trevor Lawrence is available, or that you can give that pick to someone who wants Justin Fields or whatever, and you're looking at 2 or 3 first-round picks in the next couple of years.
Yeah. No, I would go with Tua.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
That's their guy, and I love Tua. So Sam Darnold and the Jets, 0-4.
Interesting. Because I think they will go for a quarterback simply because Adam Gase won't be there. So whatever coach moves in is going to want to have his guy.
Yep.
It's his new regime. He's not going to lose his job because he kept Sam Darnold. So I think the Jets will draft.
I 100% agree with that because Gase will be gone. It's going to be a new coaching staff, and Darnold, him and what's his nuts from the Cardinals. They'll be playing. Yeah, him and Rosen will be playing golf somewhere.
Pew.
The Broncos 1-3 with Drew Lock.
No, they believe in Drew Lock. I don't think from what I've seen of him when he's healthy, I think he's all right. I don't think that they're gonna go with a quarterback.
What if they go 1-15? I 100% think that John Elway he'll take a quarterback in every single draft.
That's true. Yeah.
It is John Elway, and I get that aspect of it, but I think that they will actually learn from what they've been doing of the QB carousel, and they will stick with Drew Lock, and they'll try to fill in their needs around him. So
Chargers 1-3, Justin Herbert.
He's
looking phenomenal.
Bengals 1-2-1, Joe Burrow.
No.
Looking phenomenal.
Lions 1-3.
That's another interesting
Matthew
one.
Stafford.
Wait, how long does Stafford have left on his contract? Anybody know?
I don't know.
I can look that up while you guys.
Yeah,
That would be the same position that the Vikings are in and that the Packers took just this past year.
Yeah.
They obviously have a formidable quarterback in Stafford. But, yeah, I thought that was intriguing as well.
It's funny because like what Arif was talking about is
Yeah, I see him pulling it up here.
it's like what Arif was talking about when he said that the Lions aren't good.
2023. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2023.
So 2 more years.
Yeah,
Two
but
more years.
but the thing with him is the way that everyone
Thanks,
feels
Kevin.
about the Lions is the Lions suck, but Stafford's good.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in one of those top 5 spots, get the best defensive player. Let those guys slide you like they do every year. Everyone reaches for quarterbacks, but a lot of these kick-ass defenders or offensive linemen fall to these teams that don't need a quarterback. So take advantage of not needing a quarterback.
Well,
Go ahead.
to Matt's point, Patricia's probably going to be out, depending on how they can turn this season around. I mean, he's a horrible head coach.
Yeah.
He's not as bad as Gase. Gase is the worst in the history of the NFL.
Correct.
He's just trash. But, yeah, when you bring in a new guy, they're going to want their guy. So I don't see that's why I wanted to talk to Arif, because I don't see the Vikings doing it. If we have Zimmer and Spielman,
No.
let's say we're at 5, 6, 7.
They won't.
They won't do it. They'll
Zimmer
take an
would
offensive
not-
lineman.
Zimmer would not let Spielman, and I think maybe even vice versa. They wouldn't allow it.
I was
Take
thinking.
the
I was
position.
thinking about it. At what point do I walk away?
Sure.
And that might be it.
Yeah. Well,
To where they just keep burying. We talk about it. When are you going to put the shovel down?
Yeah.
Well, I think that if you're the Vikings and you go 4-12 or 5-11 and you start bringing in candidates, I think the first question a candidate, whether it's Eric Bieniemy or whoever says is, we're sitting right now at the 6th pick. What are you going to do to guarantee that I get? And then you're Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or whoever.
Right.
Because I think that's the first thing you got to say is in your interview process is I can't win win games with you guys with Kirk Cousins and shitty offensive line. I need a quarterback who can play. So I think it's a matter of they're not. I don't think Zimmer's going to be around, and you're going to have your new guy that's going to say.
Yeah, and I'm going to need 3 years.
Yeah.
You're bringing me in. We still have Kirk under contract.
Yep.
So I'm going to need my guy. Kirk's playing.
Yeah,
this isn't Fitzmagic.
Right.
He's playing. We'll get rid of him after that year.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we're without a second-round pick because of Ngakoue.
Yeah.
So really, you got to hit on your 3rd, 4th, 5th. I think we got, a ton of picks next year, too.
Yeah,
'cause
but
we
the
did a
problem with the
bunch of
Vikings
trades.
is that they're not going to take a quarterback, and I can tell you right now they won't, simply because they're going to want a position player that they can start, which would be a first rounder that they can start this coming next season, and they're not going to risk a potential salary like that on a quarterback that's not going to be playing.
See, but I like to Reef's point to where there's not many times when you're picking in the top 5, it's
Yeah.
because you're bad.
Right.
And we're better than the Giants. We're
Yeah.
better than the Washington football team. We're better than the Jaguars. We beat the Texans. I don't think we're necessarily better. The Dolphins, I think their trajectory is going up.
Correct.
The Jets, better. Broncos, maybe the same. Chargers, probably better. The Bengals, better. Lions, better.
So what about this take? How about this? So what if the Lions fire Patricia
Right?
and they want to move Stafford because of his asset?
Mm-hmm.
And they move him to one of those shitty teams.
Broncos.
I don't think they'll do it.
No, I don't
Do
either.
any of those teams feel like they would be shopping?
I don't know. So the Falcons,
No,
Matt Ryan.
I think
Matty Ice.
I think he's good. I don't think they're going.
I think he is too, but he's also getting long in the tooth.
Correct, and they're losing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think so either. You know,
I think he's got too many years left.
I look at a Matt Ryan. I don't look at him in the same light as a Kirk Cousins.
Because you're
I
stabbing
think
in the dark.
they've been to the Super Bowl with him.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. A lot of those teams are just going to continue to do what the Vikings always do. You're going to stab in the dark and hope to hit on a Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
It's just what it's going to be.
I think that if they don't, if Zimmer's their coach next year going into the draft, they won't take a quarterback.
God,
but
no.
if he's not, they'll be their first pick.
Yeah.
And they'll do whatever it takes. To
so
get
let's keep losing. All right. This one's mostly for Matt.
Sure.
So what's your take on the Minnesota Wild's draft and then free agency hit yesterday? So why don't you talk to Twist Nation a little bit about the state of hockey?
Sure. So first and foremost, me and Mike were on a different show on All Access Sports Network, and during that was the draft, and I was continually talking about how much I wanted Marco Rossi as the first round pick.
Yeah, you were.
Because he's an integral piece. He looks like a junior high school student because he's just young as shit in the face, but what he can do on the ice and what he brings to this team is a center that can produce, and that's electric. So I love that in of itself. A lot of the other draft picks that they made are typical NHL draft picks, which means high risk, high reward. A lot of these guys besides Rossi probably won't touch the ice necessarily, but it was interesting to see how Bill Guerin, we call him Big Balls Bill Guerin.
Yeah, Bill G.
He makes moves, and he is rebuilding while keeping some integral pieces on the team.
Yeah, him and Gerson are like related, I feel like.
Just throwing stuff around.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're sick of being good enough to make the playoffs and not win.
Yeah, no, I love what he's doing.
Minnesota sports, beautiful thing. So I do like the move that they made yesterday. They did sign Cam Talbot, who was the goalie for Calgary. Interesting move because Talbot is...
I got to piss again.
I knew you would. But yeah, Talbot's a goalie where he's fluctuated. He's had a horrible year, and he's had a really good year, but he is a veteran goaltender, so they'll bring him in, and him and Stalock can add some competition. But as of right now, Talbot is their number one goalie. Other than that, yeah, it's interesting, Greg.
Yeah. I go to you for my hockey stuff because I don't hide the fact that I really don't know. I don't understand the sport.
And that's the thing about this draft is what the Wild really needed was they needed an influx of youth and they needed an influx of speed. And the problem with NHL nowadays is that a lot of the speedsters aren't those big bruisers. And Minnesota hockey has always been physical hockey, but also talented. So, I mean, you mix in some guys like a Ryan O'Rourke who plays defense. We're going to talk about another guy that went number 2 overall in the NHL draft.
Okay, answer me this.
Yeah.
For someone like me who does understand hockey,
Yep.
with what the Minnesota Wild did in the draft, how does this affect the best of the best players on the Wild? The guys like me know, Parisi,
Suter, stuff like that.
Yeah, the guys that we know.
Well, Koivu's retired now.
Okay.
So, but with Parisi and Suter, we're trying to move them.
Okay.
The problem with moving a contract like Parisi and Suter is that they're long in the tooth.
Yep.
For one, and 2, you're not necessarily going to be able to move them in the off season.
Yep.
Teams are going to want to wait to pick up a contract like that until they're a contender.
Okay.
Until it's coming to the trade deadline, they know they're going to get into the playoffs, and they want to add a guy like they kind of did Zucker last year. But Zucker's younger, so he's easier to move. So it's good for those guys. I think for a Parisi and a Suter that they're excited about the potential. Don't forget that we have Kaprizov coming in, the Rushki coming in to really give an influx finally as well. So this is exciting for Wild fans. And, this is exactly what we want. We want to rebuild. And that's hard for a lot of fans to say, but you want to rebuild. Another good thing about the NHL draft was just...
Came back too early.
It's a beautiful thing. But how they shortened the draft this year, and it made teams not be able to take a lot of young, like, high school athletes and stuff like that. They had to really focus on guys that are playing in juniors and in other leagues. I loved that draft this year of how it's shortened down. That's the way it should be, and it was fun to watch. So... good stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So the NBA Finals was last night.
Yeah.
The Lakers had a chance to close, and they did not. What are your thoughts on last night's game and the NBA Finals as a whole?
What I liked about it is when you look at the game, they're up 3-1, and LA's dominating. a guy like me who doesn't have a vested interest in either team would think, all right, this is over. You know, give them their championship, give them their ring, start framing LeBron's statue outside of LA. And then Jimmy Butler comes in, and I still believe that LA is going to win. But at least Jimmy Butler is making it interesting for guys like me that would be on the fence about whether or not we'd watch to want to watch Game 6.
What pisses me off more is watching him lead a team that shouldn't even be there, single-handedly doing it, and knowing that he was here and that we fucked up.
It wasn't
because the Wolves have better players than the Heat.
And it wasn't
maybe not a better team.
It wasn't the ownership. It wasn't the coaching. The problem with what you just said comes down to one person. Cat didn't want to work.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler demands, like I said on my show, that
you have a show.
Yeah, Green Bay Greg.
Oh,
Jimmy Butler,
self-titled.
Jimmy Butler is poor man's Kobe Bryant. Not everyone's going to want to play with him,
right?
Because he's such a hard ass. But the guys who do want to play with him, they want to win more than anything else.
Yeah,
100%. Was Jordan easy to play with?
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
People hated him, but it's like he's the best. And watching Jimmy last night, he's a closer. He's got it. Some people, and he's got it. And to watch, what pissed me off is you watch the finals and the first few games that the Lakers won, they're out there, they're playing like a team.
Right.
They just look great.
Yep.
I mean, it flowed beautifully. And then the last couple that they lost, it's like, okay, we're going to turn it into a half-court offense. It's going to run through LeBron, and we're going to try and force it. And LeBron's got the best vision out of anybody probably ever in the NBA, so he can do that. But it's like, last night you bring Danny Green in for one job.
Yeah.
To make that shot.
Yeah.
They could have gotten here without him.
Yep.
They literally fucking brought him to make that one shot, and he doesn't make it. And what drives me, LeBron was 6 for 8 from 3 last night.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron doesn't shoot threes like that, and they lose.
I think he finished by shooting 73% from the floor.
The difference with it, too, is he just, the game slows down for LeBron.
Yeah.
So it just came super easy, but I still didn't see that, stab him in the back mentality from him. And I love AD. His defense is elite, block any shot that gets in there, but he's not the kind of player who's going to take the ball. And I mean, he can't even post up.
No.
He doesn't even post up.
It's the same move every time.
Yeah.
It's the spin,
I'm going to try and post off. Nope. I'm going to shoot it from here. It's like Jimmy's going to bite you. If they don't figure it out, he's going to take it from them.
Stat lines for that game real quick.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Butler, 35 points, 11 assists, 12 rebounds. LeBron, 40 points, 7 assists, 13 rebounds. It's interesting. We were talking about this before Game 5, and we said if LeBron doesn't close out, which we thought was impossible that he wouldn't close out, but if he doesn't, they're in for trouble.
Yeah. They smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off even more is the Vikings play Sunday night. Now fucking Game 6 is Sunday night.
Well, you can watch the second half of the NBA Finals because I think that, like Arif was saying, I think it's going to get out of hand real quick with the Vikings game.
It doesn't matter. It's like, just fucking win.
Yeah.
I was at the edge of my seat last night, damn near standing on my table. It's like, and if I'm LeBron, I'm not dishing it out to Danny Green.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm taking the last shot. Taking it myself.
Sure.
It's his team. He can say it's Anthony Davis.
What was it, 2 years ago when he sunk that 3 at the buzzer?
Oh, yeah.
That's just what he does. Captain Clutch.
That's all I got.
Beautiful.
Fuck you, Lakers.
All right, Twist Nation, it is time to play the initials game.
What?
The initials game.
We're playing
Yes,
this
sir.
stupid game again?
Yeah.
Will Mike score a point this week?
Yeah, he's still searching.
Will Benz repeat?
Repeat what?
Yeah, Greg unfortunately won.
Oh,
last
that's
week.
right, Greg.
I appreciate you treating me
I'm
like a
trying to-
winner, though, Tim.
It was 5-2.
This week's initials. RB.
RV?
RB, Greg.
He
Like
is
the
in
restaurant.
RB.
All right, you guys ready to go? Let's do this. Clue number 1 for RB. Received nearly 70,000 votes for president in 2012. Clue number 2. In a sense, known for singing. Clue number 3. has been roasted. Clue number 4. Went by the last name Connor. Clue number 5.
Matt. Roseanne Barr.
Ding, 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 ding. Point bent.
Look at his face.
I know, like
He's like determined.
I'm
Like,
the
yeah, I
shit.
expected that.
I'm the
I
shit.
always start quick, man. That's just,
Wow.
you know.
Ends quick too.
Yeah, that's what got me married.
All right, number 2. Clue number 1.
Fuck!
Is a National Historic Landmark. Clue number 2. Its construction cost was actually $272,198. Clue number 3. It's a place and an event.
Greg, the Rose Bowl.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding. GBG on the board with 1.
I got one in my back pocket here. It's about the only RV I can think of right now.
Item number 3. Clue number 1. A pharmacist was the first to successfully market this. Clue number 2. Often found surrounded by glass. Clue number 3. Found success during Prohibition.
Mike, reefer bongs.
Mike out for the rest of this one. Clue number 4. Frequently found underneath foam. Clue number 5. Sometimes seen near ice cream. Clue number 6. Brands include Mug, Barks.
Matt.
I believe Matt was first.
Root beer.
Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Matt.
Too, Greg. I heard you right after me there, bud.
Matt with 2. GBG with 1. Mike still scoreless for the second game.
Calling Mark Parrish.
All right. Next item. Clue number 1. Connected to the number 4. Clue number 2. Had a signature catchphrase. Clue number 3. Married a coworker. Clue number 4. Plays the flute.
Matt. Ron Burgundy.
There you go. Ben's with another one. 2 away from claiming victory.
How many are there?
First to 5.
Oh yeah, we're doing first to
First to
five.
5.
Of course, all the ones I'm going to get are towards the end. Shuffle them up. Let's go.
Clue number 1. Born and raised in California. Clue number 2. Connected to the numbers 5, 21, 22, 23, and 25. Clue number 3.
Mike, Rick Barry.
Clue number 3. He has appeared on a video game cover. Clue number 4. Connected to a Kardashian. Clue number 5. Played for 5 professional teams. Clue number 6. Former Heisman Trophy winner from USC.
Matt. Reggie Bush.
Matt's on fire today, guys.
Wow.
1 away from making
I should
slight
have known
work.
he was on NCAA.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see.
I'm going to get this next one. I feel it.
He's got it rigged. I know it.
Clue number 1 was a collector for a loan shark.
Fuck.
Clue number 2 had a horse-related nickname. Clue number 3 often seen near Mickey. Clue number 4 was part of a film franchise. Clue number 5 trained in Russia.
Greg.
Matt.
Mike. Greg.
Greg.
Rocky Balboa.
There you go,
This
Greg.
is the one I had in my back pocket, too.
Oh, good job, Greg. Good job. Milliseconds.
Fuck,
man.
that was all I had.
The Mickey threw me off.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you think Mickey Mouse,
Yes.
not Mickey Rourke. Or no.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
no,
there
Mickey
we go.
is trainer.
Trainer. Yeah, there we go.
Burgess Meredith.
All right, clue number 1
I'm fucked.
can be found indoors and outdoors. Clue number 2 often found on grass. Clue number 3
There goes mine.
connected to a shotgun and a pistol. Clue number 4.
Mike, Remington Barrel.
Clue number 4.
At least I'm guessing.
Often seen in an eye. Clue number 5, sometimes connected to thunder and lightning. Clue number 6, the defendant in the trial of the century was one of these during his career.
Greg, running back.
There you go, GBG.
Fuck, I had that one at the beginning.
Don't call it a comeback. Ben's with 4, GBG with 3.
I told you I can never close this fucking game, man.
Mike,
Start hot.
still searching for that first point.
Yeah. Well, I almost had it. I had Rocky Balboa all lined up. I even rang in. You know.
Clue number 1, often cave under pressure.
Greg.
Clue number 2, sometimes deals with nerves or fear. Clue number 3, often seen in white. Clue number 4, released July 30th, 1999. Clue number 5, have extremely cold feet. Clue number 6, they leave.
Matt, Runaway Bride.
Matt Benz for the win, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Keeping Mike off the board for a second week in a row.
I guess we're playing next week
good guys
again.
won, though. That's all that matters.
Fuck off.
Oh! God, that felt good. Fuck yeah!
And that, we go from Matt Benz in the victory circle to the headlines of the week.
Headlines. It's time for headlines, Mike. Let's shake that one off. Let's stay in the game. It's all right. You know, everybody can roll goose egg. Los Angeles Dodgers sweep the San Diego Padres to NLCS. On another note, the fucking Yankees lost, and that's a win for America.
That is.
Minnesota Golden Gophers football is ranked number 25 in the AP poll. They were originally ranked number 19 in the preseason poll, but fuck COVID. Wisconsin Badgers Jack Cohen out indefinitely after foot surgery. Cohen was their starter last season for the Badgers, throwing for 27 yards and 18 touchdowns with 5 picks. As I stated, they're home here. LeBron James says respect of Lakers fan base must be earned with success. They don't care about your resume at all until you become a Laker, and by becoming a Laker, that means winning as well. Not doing a good job of that so far.
He's in the finals.
He's in the finals. Oh,
Hey!
former Gopher running back Rodney Smith.
Hey, good old Rad.
Carolina Panthers. And that's the headlines for the week, folks.
Wow.
Short and simple. Short and sweet, down to the point.
Cool.
All right, and now it's time for a little buy or sell.
Yeah.
Okay, buy or sell. It's one of our new favorite segments. Dak signs with the Cowboys after this year.
Sell.
Bye.
Buy.
You think so?
He's throwing 500 yards a game.
Yeah, I don't think
They lost.
He wants to. I think that he's getting sick of just the drama.
I think that's the only way is if there's another partnership, one of those teams, you know. But where are you going to go? The Jets?
Correct.
one of the teams.
It's America's team.
One of the teams we listed earlier that needs a quarterback.
The Redskins.
The unfortunate part about that is he's not going to go to a small market team.
No.
He's in a great market for football. He has his commercial
Campbell's
base.
soup.
He has his fan base. And especially, he's going to get paid by the Cowboys. He's forcing their hand because if you listen to Cowboys fans and you listen to their beat reporters right now, all you hear is that it's not Dak's fault.
Okay.
This record
Well,
is
it's
not
not.
Dak. It isn't.
Yeah.
Of course it isn't. But he is Stat Prescott, they call him right now. Stat Prescott. Simply
got
because
him.
of all the garbage stats that he's getting up.
Yeah.
And he's keeping them into games because of the garbage stats.
Bringing him back in.
But, yes, he's going to get paid, and Jerry's going to have to pay him.
Buy or sell Brian Flores starting Fitzmagic over Tua?
Like for the rest of the season?
No, just sticking with him right now.
I buy that.
Buy.
Buy.
Yep. He's gonna stick to his guns. He's not gonna be, as he said earlier in the press, he's not gonna be pressured into making a move. And I think when you have a guy like Fitzmagic that is safe, and you realize your team this year isn't contending for a Super Bowl,
Right.
you roll with him. You let Tua get experience, and you let Tua get 100%.
You need
healthy.
Fitzmagic to. Well, you got Herbert, but We
Sure.
traded in our dynasty Fitzmagic for McLaurin straight up.
Yep, and he is on my bench this week. So,
But buy or sell, Quentin Byfield was drafted 2nd overall to add diversity to the NHL.
I sell in the fact that he wasn't drafted because of the color of his skin. I buy the fact that he will add diversity to the league, which already has gained some diversity over the last.
Yeah, a
couple
ton.
years,
They have like 4 black people. Very diverse NHL. Way to go.
But Byfield, congratulations to him. Easily was the number 2 pick.
He was?
No matter what team. Oh yeah,
Okay.
by far.
Yeah,
I mean, you see a guy that's 6'4", 200.
You don't know, Greg.
Pounds.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's my only point. Was he deserving of
Okay.
number 2?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yep.
If you didn't know, Greg and I know nothing about.
When you left to go to the bathroom, I'm sitting here like, how can I
Yeah,
ask
you
Matt?
leave me with him during
I'm
the
like,
NHL segment.
How can I ask Matt?
He's
a
wondering
follow-up
how
question?
Koivu is going to do this year. Koivu retired.
He's gone.
Yeah.
At least I can keep up or fake it. That's why it's
I
like
did
this
say
is.
Parisi.
I gotta pee, and I'm like, all right.
you did good.
I just opened the floor for him to talk NHL, which I have nothing to say.
Crazy part about Byfield,
Bye.
ready? About Byfield is this. He could become the LeBron of the NHL.
You heard it here first, Twist Nation.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, buy or sell. J.J. Watt was the reason Bill O'Brien was fired.
I hope that. I buy that. I hope so.
I push it. I'm not buying it and I'm not selling it. It's a push.
Sissy.
Because I feel like he definitely has something to do with it because he's leadership and he was seen or heard getting into altercations with Bill O'Brien. I get that aspect, but Bill O'Brien made his own fucking grave.
100. Yeah, I'm selling it for the mere fact that Bill O'Brien dug his own hole.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt just pushed him into it.
Correct. And started burying him.
Buy or sell. Tom Brady can win a title in Tampa.
I don't. Well, I don't. Okay, this is the first time this season after Thursday night that he was in a. We need the Tom Brady of old,
Right.
And he forgot what down it was.
Right.
Now, granted, he's my age, and I just recently tried to use the key fob on my car key to open up my house door, so I get it. Sometimes you just have a little bit of a scatterbrain, but this NFL season, you can't have those kinds of mix-ups,
Right.
Because you play that game back. If he would have known it was 4th down, he would have never made that throw.
Right.
So he lost the game.
Yeah, he didn't know. I mean, you can spin it however you want. He
yeah,
had no idea.
I'm going to buy that he can win a title in Tampa, but they cannot treat him as Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They need to scheme out a way to win other than making him win you the championship.
I could just picture, though, Bill Belichick sitting on his couch with his little dog that he had at the draft.
Yeah.
Sucking on his Kentucky brown water, just laughing his ass off. When
Oh, he loved it.
Yeah, he's like, he did that for me. You know,
Yeah.
why, you know why I can't do it now? Because I'm not there.
Yeah. Quarterback guru Quincy Avery, who's worked with black quarterbacks like Deshaun Watson, Tyrod Taylor, Jalen Hurts, and Dwayne Haskins, responds to the benching. Are you buying or selling his comments? Developing or being average is not something they allow black quarterbacks to do. You can be elite, but anything other than that is a no for them.
I'm going to sell. And the reason why I'm going to sell is because there are plenty of average quarterbacks that continue to play that are white simply because they are on competitive teams. So that's why I'm going to sell.
I'm going to sell it because I could come up with a list right now of very average quarterbacks in the NFL right now that are African American. Number 1, Teddy Bridgewater. You know, he's by no means elite. The list goes on and on. I mean, I think that right now it has a lot more to do with money than it has to do with talent. If you are worth the amount of money you're being paid as a quarterback, you're going to play regardless of your skin color. If you're demanding too much or making too much, your ass will get benched real quick.
Yeah.
Regardless of your skin color, there's too much money involved.
So I like that you brought up Teddy. I was talking to a buddy yesterday when I added this to the buy or sell segment, and it's like, well, Teddy, because he's not your prototypical black quarterback. But the reason I'm going to buy it is because, you know, black people can run faster and jump higher. They're more athletic than white people. It's proven. So when you draft a black quarterback, I think there's expectations of, you know, what you're going to get. So I think the bar is set higher, especially when, you know, we've talked about it on this show. When you look at the elite quarterbacks in the league, the top 6 are black.
Mm-hmm.
And so when, you know, which makes it tough with, you know, the draft this year. It's like, okay, so 2 a year. It just sucks that you bring race into it at all. But it does because black people are just more athletic. So, period.
Good for you.
So I'm buying it.
Let's move on to the next question.
Yeah.
So
That's all I
so
got.
have to respond to it.
That's by ourselves.
There it is.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I can confirm, yes, black people are more athletic than other people.
Yeah, see?
Thanks, Tevin.
And it's time to get learned with the history lesson from Mike Riggs.
Tevin, you got to turn your juice up. That
Do I need a little more juice?
Yeah, that's
There you go.
drowning. That's drowning you out. Hit it again. Let's fire this. Let's go again.
And now, time for history.
Yeah,
With
fuck
Twist
yeah.
host Mike Riggs.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was great.
great. It was great.
Man.
Yeah, for the best segment of the show, we need to get you juiced up and get you fired away. There ain't shit going on today in history. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire is finally extinguished after 3 days, leaving approximately 300 dead, 100,000 homeless, and costing $222 million in damage. Wow. 1886, the first dinner jacket, tuxedo, was worn to Autumn Ball at Tuxedo Park in New York.
Shout out Bill Stoggery.
Yeah, no doubt. 1892, entire Hong Kong national cricket team dies in shipwreck off Taiwan. Needless to say, they didn't win nationals that year.
I was going to say they forfeit the rest of their
1920, the Phoenix Cardinals, then in Chicago, play first NFL game. It ends in a 0-0 tie.
What a shit show.
And you're surprised that the NFL still goes. Maybe they're like, we need to rethink this whole NFL idea.
Soccer's been using that as an example for 100 years. Like,
Oh,
see?
my God.
Man.
So the reason I added this in is because not only it's in history, but Greg constantly talks about, sitting up there as a kid listening to this program. In 1932, Betty and Bob premieres on the radio.
Yeah. Greg's top one.
Yeah.
What the hell are you
It
talking
takes
about?
one over everything.
Don't you remember when you always tell us? You
Billy
sit
and Bob.
there, Chief would dial it up for you in front of the fireplace on the radio.
Is that how it went?
In 1932, Betty and Bob.
You didn't have TV back then, I don't think.
No, they didn't, you old fuck. 1961, variety TV show The Bob Newhart Show premieres on NBC in the U.S.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
1978, Aerosmith's Steve Tyler and Joe Perry were injured by a cherry bomb.
Ooh.
That was the stripper's name.
Terrorist.
1979.
Jesus.
1979, Fleetwood Mac,
Yes.
Benzie,
Oh.
gets a star in Hollywood.
As they should.
2017, Thor Ragnarok premieres in L.A.
Beautiful.
That was a great show. So there wasn't much going on, so I do have a couple birthdays and one death.
Okay.
1954, David Lee Roth, American rock singer in Van Halen, born in Bloomington, Indiana. 1969, former Minnesota Vikings quarterback Brett Favre was born in Mississippi. Do you know which city?
Kiel.
No.
Kiel, Mississippi.
Gulfport.
Oh, that's where he was born?
Yep.
I love that you refer to him as former Minnesota Vikings quarterback.
Yeah. Shut that off.
You're
YouTube
going
doesn't like
good.
that. 1974, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was born in Kannapolis, North Carolina. And in the year
Good job.
19. The year 19.
Yeah, Julius Caesar died
What was that like, Greg?
at 33.
What were you, 19 then, right?
I was walking around with JC at the time,
Oh, here we go.
wearing my sandals.
That's all I got.
Good job. Way to bring the heat.
All right, and now it's time for GBG to hit us with that player to watch.
Let me guess. Dalvin Cook.
No, player to watch this week? Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben.
I think that you give him a lot of extra time off.
Yeah.
He's got all of his receivers coming back. Juju Smith-Schuster
Choo-choo.
is back and healthy. I think this is where they make their run.
Little Eric Ebronski.
And then starting this week, next couple of weeks, you're going to start hearing a lot more about them as Super Bowl contenders.
You already do if you watch Benzie's Bit.
Yeah, that's
You still have them a level below the Chiefs. I think this is where they start moving past the Ravens.
he's a rapist. Your player to watch is an alleged rapist, Greg. How dare you?
Allegedly.
Well, there's
How
a
dare you?
lot of people willing to vote for a presidential candidate who sniffs on 12-year-old girls. So
We don't get political on this show.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. We keep politics.
Yeah, we don't. It's a beautiful thing.
This isn't a political show. There is one, at NBC Multicast Studio.
Oh, a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great lineup. Tevin, where can they go if they want to book out this room and work with some great producing?
You can go to NBCMulticast.com. Otherwise, hit us up on Facebook at NBC Multicast. We got a lot of politics shows. Obviously, you guys here with the sports, and then people that just want to talk about whatever's going on. Servitudes. We got a stripper show that records out of here, so we have something for everybody.
When are they on? Because
Why is Mike just hearing about this
yeah,
now?
there's a stripper show.
They are on Wednesdays at about 6 o'clock.
Do they need a host, and do they want Mike's card?
Guys, if you guys want to come hang out with some strippers, I got you.
I will pass.
I will 100%.
Mike will be here.
Mike will be here.
Wow. How is this the first time hearing about this? Unbelievable.
Oh,
okay, so player to watch is Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Fantastic. Thanks, Greg.
Audio Jungle.
All right, and now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Would You Rather?
Yeah. Like that.
No bracket this week. I'm still pissed off that Ice Cream Cake did not win. And for all you watching, Ben's did not go get a cake or a pie, but I did.
Yeah. The guy that says, I'm not cheating today. Okay.
Oh, God, I walked into Quick Trip, and they have this. It's like French silk with caramel.
And it's a full-size pie.
Oh, it's a full pie.
10-inch.
Yeah. And I not only bought it, but I didn't even get a bowl or a plate. I just grabbed a fork, and I just dove in.
Caved. That a boy. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And I didn't, I probably ate maybe a third, and then I just threw it away.
Why wouldn't you give me that?
Fuck off.
Don't you know?
No, but it was really good. All right. So,
right.
Would you rather?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather only use a fork but no spoon, or only be able to use a spoon and no fork?
Spoon.
Rest of your life.
Spoon.
Fork.
I can eat anything with a spoon.
Okay, this isn't fucking the ice cream Charlie Chocolate Factory. It's we're adults, we're men, and we use forks.
Yeah, fork.
Why?
How are you going to eat spaghetti?
How are you gonna eat
or
a steak?
Meat.
What do you mean?
You're gonna pick it up?
How are you going to eat any soup?
I don't eat.
I don't eat soup.
I can do without.
Again, I'm a man.
I would
eat
rather
meat.
do without soup than do without steak.
I eat meat.
So you can just pick up meat and eat it.
Okay, would you rather every shirt you ever wear be kind of itchy, or only be able to use one-ply toilet paper?
Oh, that's tough.
I'd go one-ply toilet paper because I would just wrap it, overlap
Over and over and over.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I don't want to, I wear shirts more than I shit, and that's about, I don't know, 9 hours a
6-7 times
day. 9 hours a day. Not shit, wear a shirt.
Oh,
I immediately get in, I'm like, what's that show where he just takes his pants off?
Goldbergs.
The Goldbergs. I love him.
Taylor always gives me
Walk
shit
in the
about
door
that.
in the pants, in the shirt, everything's coming off immediately.
Right.
Would you rather wear a wedding dress or tuxedo every single day, or wear a bathing suit every single day?
Now I know you've done these on the mic.
I have.
That's how I know.
Got my own show, and you can actually follow me on Twitter at Got My Own Show.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the tux, just because.
From like Step Brothers.
So, just wherever you go, or at home too.
Every single day.
See, I got a gut, but I don't care. Fat and proud. I'm gonna go bathing suit.
Yeah, I'm going bathing suit.
I don't think I would want. I already get hot.
Yeah, you
all
do.
the time.
I mean, you'd look damn good in tux
I
all
did
day,
look
but
great.
oh yeah, dapper AF is what your wife said
I know.
last
She
night.
threw you a freaking compliment.
That was pretty nice.
That's pretty nice of her.
Thanks, Mrs. Benz. Appreciate that.
That's who she is.
Would you rather have all dogs try to attack you when they see you, or all birds try to attack you when they see you? And I did talk about this on my show because I've had numerous instances with birds. They don't like me for some reason.
Yeah.
One bit me on the head when I was golfing with my grandpa back in the day, and another one chased me around
I'm
during
trying to
Christmas.
think. I would probably say dogs, simply because I feel like there's less dogs in my, dogs in my life than birds. There's birds everywhere.
Right.
I've never heard anyone getting killed by a bird. I'd go birds.
I'm going to go birds
Now-
too, because if a dog attacks you, they're going to fuck you up.
Yeah.
I would fuck a bird up.
Yeah, I'll just carry a.
You might be thinking of little birds, but what about eagles, hawks,
I'll
shit
still
like that?
Carry a tennis racket with me.
Yeah, I will fuck a bird. I will kill
You'll fuck a bird?
I will
Button
kill
bar.
I will kill a bald eagle.
All right, Jesus, not with that hat on.
Not today, Junior. Would you rather be compelled to high five everyone you meet,
I already do.
or
Yeah.
be compelled to give wedgies to anyone in a green
I'll
shirt?
high five.
In a green shirt.
Oh yeah, I'll high five. I don't
High
need to
five.
be touching nobody's underwear.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew this about me. I'm not a big high fiver.
You're a hugger.
I don't. I just
Okay, Howie Mandel. Here
Yeah.
we go. Fuck.
we'll do it on here and stuff, but like just the average, like if somebody throws up a high five,
You're more than not.
you're probably gonna get a look before you get a high five back. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck is that thing doing in the
Unless
air?
the Vikes score against the Pack.
Put
Then
that
it's
back
fine.
in your pocket.
Yeah.
See, my girlfriend's like you. She hates that. I'll like, we'll like, man, that was a great dinner. And I'll like,
But that's the thing. It's more with women. Like
Yeah.
somebody I'm fucking, I don't want a high five.
okay.
Unless maybe after. Like that was great.
Yeah. Good game.
Good game.
Let's go.
No, then I'll just smack her on the ass.
Oh my God, you're the single one out of the two. That's how it works.
Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions or tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday?
Skin
color?
Yeah.
Yeah, the color. I don't want.
No.
But it would be nice for my wife to know what my mood I'm in,
Sure.
Yeah.
and you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, bud? Why are you blue?
So it's red, yeah.
Why
You're
is
red
it
or blue or
blue?
yeah. I've said this numerous times. You don't need to be. I don't need a story on my body and tattoos
God,
of what
no.
I did yesterday.
Oh my
You
God.
also can tell when people are bullshitting. It's like, oh, I'm sick. You're not green.
Yeah.
You know, it's like bullshit.
Oh.
Yeah, you're red.
I like
it's like
that.
You're a little tense.
I like that.
Lying through your teeth.
Would you rather there be a perpetual water balloon war going on in your city or town, or a perpetual food fight?
Water balloon.
Water balloon.
Yep.
After
Horrible for the environment, but still.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Water balloon fight I'm cool with. After a while with food, it's gonna start.
You
to
would love
smell-
food fight.
It's just gonna start to smell bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm water balloon.
You would
okay.
be eating though.
Well, yeah. After a while, I'd be like,
Is that lasagna?
Just coming out with a plate.
Bratwurst. Oh.
All right, last one. Would you rather have to fart loudly every time you have a serious conversation, or have to burp after every kiss?
I already do. So I burp.
yeah, I'd burp.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'd
want
burp.
Yeah, I'd burp.
After every kiss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
I'm
I don't.
married now. It don't matter.
Yeah, that now it's kind of expected for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Bleh.
shit. I'm a gassy mess.
You are.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful. Good job. Yeah.
Fucking A right.
Audio Jungle.
All right, and with this week's slate of NFL games, the Twist Crew is going to go through with the NFL Pick'em.
All right.
I'm
Kevin's really getting the fucking hang of this shit.
Oh, I see.
Holy fuck.
I'm glad we
Dialed
transitioned.
in. Think you are.
Glad we transitioned that way. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. After 4 weeks of pick'em, we have GBG at 12-8-0, Matty Benz at 11-9-0,
Catching him.
and Mike at 9-11.
This is bullshit.
No, it's not.
You
This
fucking
ain't the initials game.
I still have every result. That's why I have it like this.
Keep going.
fuck
Here we
off.
go. All right. First game.
So wait, I'm down 3.
You're going to have to make some fun.
You got to make some ground up. There's 17 weeks
Yeah,
of the
you're
season.
still
Relax.
good. Hang strong.
Relax.
Don't get aggressive yet.
You'll be jumping in the water in the mid-January regardless. Polar
That would
plunge.
be great, though.
That ain't for this.
I'll do that with
Is
you.
it, or is that for
Yeah,
fantasy?
No, that's for this.
I thought it was for fantasy.
No, that's for this.
What are we doing for fantasy?
No, Greg, you're wrong.
I don't
That's
want
for
to
fantasy.
jump in the water based on Mike adding up results of anything.
Oh, wait till we get to that. You can tell I'm an honest man.
Yeah.
All right. First game, Jaguars at the Texans. Texans are actually a 5.5-point favorite.
Jags.
Matty.
Rolling with Gardner.
I will. I'm going to take the Texans.
I'm going to take the Texans too.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I feel like I need to make up some ground there. That will be the game that I can try.
Cardinals at the Jets.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, 6.5-point favorite.
Cardinals.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out with some fire.
Mike, you said Cardinals?
Yep.
So
That's kind of a trap game, though.
that's what I'm taking. A lot of interesting numbers.
Yeah.
Here we go. Bengals at the Ravens, 13.5 for the Ravens.
Ravens. Yep, I'll roll with them.
I'm going
They're
Bengals.
great against bad teams.
They're not bad though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going Bengals.
They're not good yet. They're not good yet.
No, they're not good, but they're not. They're 1-2-1.
Take whoever you think's best.
13.5.
Yeah,
13 and a
2
half.
touchdowns. Come on.
Yeah, Joey B though is just he's probably gonna throw
That
for,
defense though.
that defense is poor. I'll take the
Ooh,
Ravens.
the Ravens.
No, the Bengals.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Ravens D.
All right. Colts at Browns. Colts are 2.5 point favorites. I'm going with the Browns. Colts minus 2.5.
Where's it at?
It is at Cleveland.
This fucking matters.
With the home crowd.
This sucks. This one,
Yeah.
I knew this was going to be one of them because it's like I want to say the Browns, but then that goes against everything I've said all year.
Right.
It's funny because I picked 5 games now for this.
Colts.
You're going Colts.
Yep. Number 1 defense in the league. I'm gonna go with them.
I'm going to go with the Browns.
Okay. Yeah, I picked games on here that I would never put real money on.
Yeah, no,
I can
I wouldn't.
Vikings at the Seahawks. Seahawks 6.5 point favorites.
Seahawks.
Hawks.
Yeah, we're all taking the Hawks.
Consensus.
All right, tune in next week to see the results.
Beautiful.
Fuck, shit, ass. That's for you, Chief.
Yeah, I love that.
And now time for another game that Mike is probably losing. The fantasy update from the Twist Desk.
Oh, he thinks he's fucking slick. Now he's getting a little too comfortable behind that fucking mic. Holy shit.
Well, Twist Nation, he's absolutely fucking correct. I'm in dead motherfucking last.
Oh, here he goes, Chief. He's filling you. You keeping count?
Oh, my good
All right.
Lord. So, I lost to Tevin last week, who fucking had Delvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans, Mark Andrews, Kyler Murray, and that was with a goose egg from Kelvin Ridley. He put up 121 and 72 points. Benzie lost to the Green Bay Giant over there. 78.92 to 68.94. I actually outscored both of you, but lost. I am now 1-3. And you're 2-2.
Yep.
You're 3-1. Tevin's 2-2.
Beautiful. I play Tevin this week.
So you play me
Oh, okay.
in week 5. Reeves versus Benz. GBG versus Tevin. So if Julio is out, let's just take a quick look. I have Watson, Miles Sanders in because CMC is still out.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, Devontae Adams, Julio, and Kittle. So Julio is the only one up in the air that week. We have GBG with Lamar, Zeke, Derrick Henry, D-Hop, Amari Cooper, Darren Waller. All of them are healthy, so you're good.
Yep.
Benzie, Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones on a bye. Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Travis Kelce. So if we take a look back here to your bench, did I bring it? Yep. You have Nick Chubb.
Hurt.
So we're not going to do it now, but you'll have to figure out a running back to replace Aaron Jones. And that is your only deal. Tevin has Kyler, Delvin, Joe Mixon, Michael Thomas, who is still out, correct?
I don't know.
No, he's going to play this week. He's coming back.
Okay. Well, there you go. So if not, you got Ridley, Mike Evans, and Mark Andrews.
So we'll go down the list here. Zeke is out, obviously
Zeke's
on the team.
out.
Carson?
No. I don't think he is.
No, you can have him.
Chris Carson will be filling in for Chubb this week.
All right. And then Kenny Galladay is
Going against my Minnesota Vikings.
Or no, excuse me. Adam Thielen is my
Flex.
flex with Galladay when they were both out that 1 week. So
Beautiful.
Thielen, if Julio is out. And who'd you say? CC.
Chris Carson. Yep.
CC.
CC.
All right, fucking A. I need a win. I suck at life. I can't even get an initial.
He's bumming, folks. He's bumming.
All right, and now it's time for GBG to bring us home.
Yeah, before GBG brings us home, I see some people watching right now. I see ya. I can see you watching us. I know you see me.
Joseph Riley, share that shit.
That shit, man. Share it. Help out your friends and family. They need to see this as well.
Also, we have a twist hat for sale, $30.
Yeah.
Fire it up.
Couple
One
of
more time. Let them see it. Share the show. Buy a twist hat.
Donate to our Patreon. Look it up. We're pretty Patreon right now. Don't be a piece of shit. Throw some money at the show. If you don't want to be a piece of shit, go on Patreon. Find the link.
Yeah. Just fucking do something with your life.
Yeah. Help us out. We're trying to help you out on a daily basis.
Get him, Greg.
All right, Thursday night I went shopping for Halloween costumes with my kids. They're 12 and 9. You know what we're going to do on the 31st? We're going to go fucking trick-or-treating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to go to 15 different neighborhoods and 15 different cities.
Go to Mama Benz's.
I'm going to Mama Benz's.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care if we have to look around and go, looking for lights. We're going to respect people, and we're going to just go to houses where the lights on. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to get a boatload of candy.
Right.
Why? Because that's what kids do.
With
On
pillowcases.
With pillowcases.
Yeah. Fuck the bags.
That's America.
And the buckets.
Yeah.
You bring a pillowcase, you fill it up, you take the kids home after, you divvy out your Reese's over here, your frickin' Taffies over here, and then you trade.
Yeah.
Trade's open.
That's what
just like the
that's what
trade
America
deadline.
does.
Yes.
Let's
They go
go.
trick or
Americans go out and they trick or treat.
Trick and
You know what they do?
treat.
They turn their lights on. They hand out candy to other kids.
Yep.
Do it.
Mini sodas, too. Don't forget about the mini sodas. Those are high demand.
Oh, Dima Cash.
Twist Nation, we appreciate you.
That means episode 43 is in the books. Thank you to Arif Hasan. Thank you to Bricks Boatworks.
Thanks, T-Money.
Thank you, Joel, for sharing.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Love you, Twist Nation. We will see you next Thursday for episode 44.
Twist, no script. Legends coming through on the guest list. TC, Minnesota, land of the lakes. Food, Green Bay. That's all I gotta say. Yelling skull with the woes. You know we don't play. We get wild every single day. We got our flaws, but we love our saints. Twist Nation. Go and like our page.